Welcome back, and this is what you should have brought with you. All 4 pieces of your sweater joined at the yoke. Now, this is really my preferred way to put together a drop shoulder sweater, just because it eliminates some seams, 1, 2, 3, 4 seams. I can't always get away with this. For example, in this sweater, this color pattern is really directional. It's subtle, but in order to get the sleeves to match the body, I knit the sleeves from the bottom up instead of picking them up and knitting them down. When I got up here, I grafted them on. And this is not that difficult a process, and I've already made a video for you so that you can use that skill if you ever run into it. Lace is another opportunity to use it when you lace is directional, any directional pattern really, cables, anything. But we are now at a decision point. We could go ahead and pick up the button band and the buttonhole band and knit that, and even do the collar before we did any seams. But for my taste, even though I cannot be accused of being a paragon of tidiness in anyone's world, this just feels a little squirrely to me. It has a lot of curls on it, it has a lot of little ends hanging around, and it would feel more graceful, a little bit calmer to me if I do the seams now. So that's what I'm going to show you next. And we really only have 2 seams. We have this one and the one that's the same seam on the other side. And I'm going to work them from the bottom up because that's how we knit them. You could do it the opposite direction, but it's a little bit easier to follow the stitches, going in the right direction. You just have to look at the seams going upside down if you come the other way. And for some people who aren't as experienced, I think it's probably easier to go in the direction that it was knit. So let's get started. The first thing we need to do when we start our seams is to choose our needle. And you know, this little device has saved me a lot of money over the years because it keeps my needles from getting lost. I want a blunt needle for this. Here's a blunt needle. Here's a blunt needle. I don't know if you can see this. It has a little thing on the end, a little bump on the end. I bought that 40 years ago, over 40 years ago when I lived in Germany, and I haven't seen any like that in this country. I bought 2 of them and I still have 1 left. But I think for today I'm going to choose this little guy with the bent end. It just is really easy to dig in there with these bent ends, and these are still commonly available. Let's put all the rest of these guys away. And basically, I'm just going to show you there are 3 separate skills or steps that you need to learn. The first one is, and I'm going to use the yarn that was left over from my cast on, is I am going to make a little loop to join this end to that end. It's just a little fake cast on stitch, and I'm just going to go in there. Here's my end stitch. I'm going to be sewing this part up, the rib part, by going in half of that stitch and half of this end knit stitch. That's why I had you do a knit stitch at each end. So I'm just going to catch that. Let me see here. Doesn't have to be perfect, but I want to make just a little bit of a fake loop there. I'm going to come in right there. Come back over onto this side and back. Let's see what we've got. So if you look at it from this direction, it's pretty even. And I've got another little circle that I've made down there. Okay, not quite a circle, it's an oval. I'm going to go into the center of this first stitch, and it isn't easy to see. It's like a knot. And I'm going to come up in the center of the next stitch above it. I don't know if this has a name. Come over on this side. Go into the center there. That one was easier to see. Go into the center of that knit stitch. Come up in the center of the stitch above it. Once it's rolling, it's easier to see. Go into the hole you came out of and up into the center of the stitch above. You're just picking up one little like latch each time into the hole you came out of. You could even use a slightly different color yarn here. Look at how that's starting to look like a single knit stitch in the hole I came out of, up in the next. And as you tug on this, make sure that you get the right tension. This is really kind of a tight seam. It's not going to come apart. In the hole you came out of, up into the center of the stitch above it, all the way to the top of your rib. Now, isn't that handsome? Look at how you can't even tell, if you open that up, you can't even tell where the rib, where one side begins and the other side ends. Okay, now as we come into this part, the body part, we're going to do a regular mattress stitch, which means we're going to put this whole end stitch and the same whole end stitch on the other side into the seam. And here's the channel, kind of, or the line between the end two stitches. And you need to find that one on this side as well, and that's where we're going to work. So I'm on the right side, so I'm going to go over to the left side. And this is my last purl stitch, so I'm going to pick that up. And I actually, that's going to pick that very last one up. There we go. And when I come over on this side, there's my last purl stitch right there, so I'll pick that one up. Now when I go between these two stitches, again, I'm going into the hole I came out of. I pick up one little piece of yarn that goes from one stitch to the next stitch and come up into the center of the next hole. Go into the hole you came out of, pick up one little ladder, I don't know what you'd call it, I guess a ladder between the two stitches. And you can see that once you get going, this can be a very fast process. You could even use a different color stitch. I've demonstrated it before with different colors. See how this is going to come together? It's going to be perfectly invisible. This was invisible, and now this is invisible. So there are your 3 skills that you're going to practice. This loop, this half stitch weave or half stitch mattress stitch, and then a regular mattress stitch. You can even, I guess I'm going to show you one more variation if you'd like to use it, because this is a kid's sweater. You don't have to pick up every one of these ladders. You can pick up 2 at a time, then go over on this side and pick up 2 at a time, but really it's a little bit, well, it's just a kid's sweater, so it doesn't matter, huh? Go into the one we came out of, which is right there, pick up 2 this time. It depends. When you're doing a higher end 1, 2, when you're doing a fancier sweater, you might want to do that every single one because you want it to be a nicer seam. But honestly, I've heard so many people complain about seams that any way that you can sort of shortcut it and have it still look good, I guess I'm willing to give you those skills. So see, that's not that much different, whether you pick up 2 or 1. It's a real, in fact, you can't even tell at all. So go ahead and pick up 1 or pick up 2 bars as you work all the way around. Okay, now we all need to finish our seams, and when you come back, we'll work in the yarn ends.